morning. It's not morning. It's actually 2 something in the afternoon, and I'm alive. I'm super excited. Today is Sunday, and we are starting off this vlog. Let me do some reading updates, let you guys know where I am in my reading life, and then we will go from there. Okay, so first off, I went to the library. Oh my gosh. And when I went to the library, it literally was to return 3 books that I had rented in December. Yes, you heard me, December, and it is now currently April, the ending of April 2025. And I rented these books in December of 2024. Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool, it's fine. I'll pay the little $20 dues. Guys, inflation has hit every sector of the world because my fees were $50. I was like, oh, okay, I won't do this ever again. Yeah, so return your books on time or check them out again, renew it, whatever you gotta do. But yeah, y'all. But I paid the $51. It was $51 specifically. Paid the $51, and I rented 2 books. I don't know if I'm gonna like them. I don't know, but we're gonna see. But I rented "Open Your Heart" by Cheris Hodges. Okay, Cheris Hodges. I don't know, but I saw this in the African American section, and I was like, hold up. There's still an African American section? For fashion boutique owner Yolanda Richardson, coming home is a matter of life and death. Witness to a brutal crime, she's terrified to put her family's B&B in the crosshairs after she starts receiving death threats. I'm gonna skip a little bit. I'm skipping. Love always equals loss. Charles knows that hard equation all too well. Controlling his emotions keeps his clients from harm and his heart safe. Okay, that's all I need to know. So we already know what the vibes are going to be with this, and you can see Charles on the front, okay, with his eyebrow raised like he doing something. Okay. Charles. Okay. So yeah, I rented this a little romance, and they definitely had a good collection. Well, not a good, it was some books by Beverly Jenkins, so I'm already like, yay, I'm excited because I like Beverly Jenkins. Well, at least that one book. We're gonna see how I feel about more Beverly Jenkins books. But then I saw this Son of the Storm by Sue Davies Okun. I'm gonna say Okunboa. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm disclaimer, I'm probably pronouncing their name incorrectly. But Okunboa, Sue Davies Okunboa, and this is Son of the Storm. And this seemed really interesting. In the city of Bassa, Danso is a clever scholar on the cusp of achieving greatness, only he doesn't want it. Instead, he prefers to chase forbidden stories about what lies outside the city walls. The Bassai elite claim there is nothing of interest. The city's immigrants are sworn to secrecy. All right, but when Danso stumbles across a warrior wielding magic that shouldn't exist, he's put on a collision course with Bassa's darkest secrets. All right, that's all I want to know. That's it. And it's floppy. So then I also have been reading this one. I'm almost done with. This is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon. This is like cult classic stuff by Kimberly Lemming. I'm saying cult classic because, she has a pretty serious following and whatnot. I liked it. It was super cute. I have 2 chapters left. I'm on chapter 13. There's 2 chapters and then an epilogue left. So I have 2 chapters left. So far it's been super cute. It didn't grasp my attention though. I don't know. It was funny. but it didn't grasp my attention. But I'm gonna finish out my last 2 chapters and the epilogue and everything, and we're gonna take it from there. But that's where I am with that, and I'm reading that on Kindle Unlimited, but on my iPad. Okay, where I like reading on my iPad mini. That's okay. iPad mini all day, every day. So there's that. And then let me think, what else have I been reading? There was something else. Oh, I remember this little sucker right here. It's not little at all. The Jasad Air by Sarah Hashem. This is something that I was into before, and I want to continue reading that as well. I am carrying all 3 of these books. Oh, I didn't mention that part. So I am going on a trip to the Virgin Islands. Shout out to my Virgin Islanders. I don't know, VI massive, okay, period. Anyway, so I have 3 books here. Plus, not to mention everything on the Kindle Unlimited. I don't know what I think I'm about to do, because the only way I read fast is by listening to audiobooks. I'm not a fast reader, and I'm okay with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I am okay with not being a fast reader. But the point is what am I might have some time, especially like in the morning and stuff, but I don't know if I'm gonna read. So I need to choose, especially between these 2 books right here, because I'm not about to read 2 fantasy books. Let me flip it. I'm not about to read 2 fantasy books in, like, it's just not gonna happen. So I need to choose one or the other. I don't know. Any, mini, mighty, mo. I'm gonna choose the library book simply because it's a library book, and I don't want to pay $51 again for not returning my library book. So I'm gonna choose the library book. The Jasad Air I have, and I'm keeping that. So you see what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this, and we have Kindle Unlimited. So we have 3 sources of reading. Okay. I don't know who I think I am. I don't know if I think I'm gonna be reading all day. I don't know. Personally, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because technically I'm going down to party. I'm gonna be with my dad and my stepmom, so like, am I really gonna be partying? First of all, I also don't drink. I don't know. We gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see if I finish. I am definitely going to be finishing this. I probably am gonna end up finishing this tonight, as in Kimberly Lemmings, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon. Probably gonna be finishing this tonight. So yeah, because there's literally only 2 chapters left. So yeah, I'm probably definitely gonna be finished with this soon. And then I might go ahead and start on the fantasy book, just because I just read a romance, so I might read it though, because romance like this and romance from like nowadays, like, let me see when this was published. Stop it. Stop. Let me get the iPad. Okay. Oh, hold up. This has a 4.25 rating on Fable. Okay. I'm gonna save it as a want to read. Okay, I'm gonna save that. And okay, this was released in 2021. It's not that old. It's not old at all, actually. It really isn't. But I mean, the style, like the classic romance, like there's a difference between, like fantasy romance and romance, obviously. So maybe I might, okay, we might be into something, make something shake a little bit. Yeah, let me do my due diligence in reading a book to see if I like it, because you never know. You might just hop into a book and end up finding your next favorite read. So yeah. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get packed. We're going to go ahead and I have literally everything for my house is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. I'm so happy. Like, I took care of everything on Friday night. I just went ahead and cleaned and everything. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and pack. We're going to go ahead and put these clothes away after I pack. I don't want to show you the pile of clothes. We're not going to do that. And then after that, I might have to go to TJ Maxx to go get more clothes, like shorts and stuff, because I'm going to the Virgin Islands and I only have one pair of shorts. And I don't feel like being hot while I'm down there. I just don't. So I'm not going to be wearing long sleeve all day or long pants all day. Like, it's just not going to happen. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get started, and yeah. I'm back. Okay, so I am back from my trip in St. Thomas, USVI. I had so much fun. It was really chill. Like, I didn't do much, but I still had fun. Like, I didn't do a lot of stuff, but I did see Kes the band, and I was like, Kes was, I think that was great for me. And I spent a lot of time with my dad and my stepmom, so that is also wonderful. Yes. Yeah. So I had fun, and I ate a lot of food. Yeah. I did have a salty Johnny cake. We're not going to talk about that. We're not. But anyway, and I also read a lot of books. Okay. But I want to go ahead and go through the books that I read and talk about them just a little bit. So last weekend I read, let me go ahead and open up my Kindle app. So I read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I started it before I left on my trip. That's another reason why I love my iPad. It's just so, like, the covers just give such a vibrant look. Like, it's beautiful. It's just super vibrant, super colorful. It's almost like holding the real thing. It's really great. But anyway, so I read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I love this book. I loved it because it was just super cute. I rated it a 3.5 stars. It was adorable. It was just an adorable read. It was definitely a book that gave me, we're here just to have fun, very low stakes type of feeling. It wasn't like a lot of political intrigue. There was definitely a plot to it and a backstory to it, which definitely, made it a lot more interesting than just having a romance plot. It wasn't just about the romance, and I really love that because I love romance. I like romance. I used to love romance, but nowadays I only like romance if it's more so intertwined with a really extensive plot, which is really interesting because this vacation I read a bunch of romance books. So yeah. So I rated this 3.5 stars, and like I said, super cute, super fun time, and yeah, great time. Before I left in that last clip, I told you guys that I was going to be reading my library book, which I did bring. I brought 2 library books. I had one romance book and then one fantasy book that I had brought on the trip with me. And I thought that I was going to focus on them. And I did start reading the fantasy book. But for some reason, I was like, it's not hitting. And it's just like, this was just so much easier to carry and to just like, to be in bed reading. And like, I don't need a light to read on my iPad because it's lit up. So it was just so much easier. So I put the fantasy book down and then I started reading Rhythms Blues by Kimberly Brown. I gotta talk about this book. I have to talk about, look at this cover though. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It is such a beautiful book. So beautiful. I have to talk about this book though, because I'm really mad. I'm not mad at anybody else but myself. That's who I'm mad at. I'm mad at myself. Why am I mad at myself? I'll tell you why. This book has very high ratings. Very high ratings. On Goodreads, this book has a 4.38 on Goodreads, y'all. 4.38. That's high. This book, I rated a 2. 2 out of 5 stars. I was so annoyed. Oh my gosh, like y'all, like I'm gonna talk about this book. I annotated the crap out of this book and it was not good annotations. It was not good annotations whatsoever. So this book follows Rhythm. Her name is Rhythm, which I love her name. I'm like, okay, Rhythm, that's cute. It follows a girl or a woman, she's grown, named Rhythm, and she is an occupational therapist by occupation, I guess. She's an occupational therapist, and she is currently in a relationship with a rapper whose real name is Raheem, but his rap name is Prince Cole. I hated Channing. Channing was the worst character in this whole book, I thought. Other people's reviews say differently. Other people, Channing is like their favorite character. And for me, Channing is the worst character in the history of characters. I have annotations to back up my opinion. First of all, run that back. Channing was just like, as a producer, I was just like, bruh, you don't know what the heck you're talking about. One of the things he literally say in the book is, that would be great. Make it sound like you're really feeling the lyrics. All of his advice to the artist that he was working with, all of his advice was, you gotta feel it. You gotta put emotion in it. That was his advice. That was it. That was it. And I was just like, there was a lot of stuff that Channing did in the story that just made me feel like he actually was not a good guy at all. He was just against Raheem from the beginning of the book. And it was just like, it made no sense. And he just kind of kept putting him down without having a real legitimate reason, other than the fact that the author is trying to pit the two of them against each other and make one look better than the other. And I didn't like that, because it didn't feel realistic. I didn't like that because it made the characters just seem very, it was more so dramatic irony, like from the reader's perspective looking in. I can tell that the author is trying very hard to make one character look a certain way and make the other character look a certain way, because we as the readers know that we're supposed to be against Raheem and for Channing, and I did not like that whatsoever. I'm gonna stop ranting about this book. I think I ranted enough. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. The book was horrible. Kudos to everyone who thought it wasn't. I love that for you. I love that for you. For me, 2 out of 5. Now, moving on to the next book. Now this, okay, all right. I am currently 81% of the way through this book. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. First of all, covers. I love this story so much. Like, now I don't know how it's going to end, so I don't have a rating for it just yet. But the beginning of this book, part 1, because it is split into part 1 and part 2. Part 1 of this book, oh my gosh. I was like, yo. I was not expecting any of it. I was not expecting any of it whatsoever. I was not expecting for all you know what? I see nada. Okay? I'm not gonna say nothing, because when I tell you, like, this book was beautiful, so far it has been beautiful. I do feel like there was an emphasis on the plot. I do like that first part, that part 1, way more than I like part 2, but that's just because part 2 is very romance heavy, and like I said, like, I like romance, don't get me wrong. It's just I like romance when it's intertwined with a lot of other things going on, and there really isn't as much stuff going on right now other than the romance in part 2. But in part 1, baby, everything was going on. Plus, we got a little bit of sizzle, you know, with the romance and everything. Like, it was nice. Part 1 was nice. I really loved part 1. Part 2 is definitely way more romance heavy. And I love that. I do like it. But I definitely think that will be affecting my rating. So yeah, if the energy of part 1 was carried throughout the whole book, automatically 5 stars, like automatically 5 stars. But I feel like it's been knocked down maybe a half a star, maybe, just because of part 2. The ending will definitely tell me whether I go back up to 0.75 4.75 stars or come back down to 4.5 or 4.25. But right now we're in the 4 range, okay? This book has been amazing. It's been beautiful. It's been healing. It's just been everything. Let me tell y'all something. Soledad, baby said she had that machete. I was like, let me go get my machete. Yes, I do have a machete under my bed. Yes, I do. I keep machetes in my house. Yes. When I saw that, I was like, I feel represented. I feel represented. Caribbean girlies with their machetes, period. Okay, so I was just like, all right, that was everything for me. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful book. I have been reading and highlighting. And don't get me wrong, like, I have my little color code system going on where pink is my things I love, blue is things that I'm annoyed by, and then yellow is just things about the story in general, or the storyline, the plot, things of like questions that I have, or just anything like that going on. I see. I literally said this is a good book at page 45. So, all right. This was beautiful. Okay. Oh, and then she's the middle child. Like, I feel so many connections with the main character. She's the middle child. I'm the middle child. She has 2 other sisters. I have 2 other sisters. So it's like 3 sisters, 3 sisters. Okay. Period. Okay. She's from Puerto Rico. I'm not from Puerto Rico. I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands. But still, I kid you not, the machete, that part right there, I was like, I got my machete. Okay? Soledad and her comebacks. Soledad does not play. I love that about her. She is fire. Okay? She does not play. She's like witty with her comebacks. She will not take, like, she don't take nothing. Like, she don't take it. I genuinely love this book. This has a 4.38. I'm sorry, that don't make no sense. Don't make it. Why? Why? Y'all, how does Rhythms Blues and This Could Be Us have the same rating on Goodreads? Please, somebody explain the logic to me, because it's not logicking. It's not making any sense whatsoever. This Could Be Us is hands down a much better book. I definitely know that Kennedy Ryan has been getting her flowers. Kudos to her. She deserves her flowers. It is romance, but this book had just the right amount of intrigue. Like, she incorporated so many other aspects, so many other themes. Motherhood is included. Like, the way that Soledad and her daughters interact with each other is just so beautiful. And this is a book. Each character has their own flaws, their own personalities, their own desires, their own motives. It is a fleshed out, well-written novel. This is a great book. And also, it makes me want to read All About Love by Bell Hooks. For 3 generations, the women of my family wielded this knife. The machete is not just a line of steel, but a lineage of it. I use it now to cut down the insecurities, the shame, the hurt that will eat me alive if I let them. This felt like generational healing, okay? Kennedy Ryan. Yes. All right, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm probably gonna put either clips at the end, or I might leave all the clips in the middle. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna put some clips at the end. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Worry about nothing, all these people all around me always worry about something, yeah. Saying I should stay up in the books and not start to build a buzz, but they the ones bugging, yeah. So I don't really feel like staying, I don't really feel like playing, quit fucking with the plans. A couple young kids, polo kicks, not rich, stacking money on a one-way trip, yeah. I ain't really worry about nothing, all these people all around me always worry about something, yeah. Saying I should stay up in the books and not start to build a buzz, but they the ones bugging, yeah. So I don't really feel like staying, I don't really feel like playing, quit fucking with the plans. A couple young kids, follow kicks, not rich, stacking money on a one-way trip, yeah. I was in the field, always stuck inside my fields, feeling low, don't help with all the snow inside my wheels. Think I need to go and bail, I ain't talking about a jail, but I'm steady locked in, gonna do this shit for real. Bills getting paid when I hop up on that plane, making meals to the grave, smoke blowing at the face, levitating from the grape, and that's all I really need. Used to say I hate it, now it's all I fucking breathe. Blowing steam, all a dream, and the thing real. I'ma need a zip code and my bag sealed. So like how we doing shit, we don't take deals. Contracts be layered, they don't got appeal. Only stay up in my lair, I don't go outside, making move south, going ghost, no poltergeist, headed for the warmer nights. Yeah, the windshield clean and the armor nice. Cop a new whip, even Jones couldn't pay the price. I ain't really worried about nothing, all these people all around me always worry about something, yeah. Saying I should stay up in the books and not start to build a buzz, but they the ones bugging, yeah. So I don't really feel like staying, I don't really feel like playing, quit fucking with the plans. A couple young kids, polo kicks, not rich.